Hi, I'm Pankaj Gupta. Today I'm going to discuss how to select a stock for buying. It's a very interesting topic. Most of the people are actually eager to know which stock to be bought. Everybody wants to buy stocks for making good money. Everybody wants good returns, but they don't know which stock to be bought. I'm going to share certain my views, or I would say certain guidelines how to buy a stock. Now there are so many parameters which have to be considered before actually we take a stock buying decision. It is impossible to explain all the parameters in one video, but I will touch today one of the most important parameter, which I would say extremely important parameter, which helps us in identifying a right stock to be bought, and that parameter is CAGR. CAGR, we know, compound annual growth rate. It's a very good measure of stock's performance. It tells us how stock has performed in last 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, whatever time frame you want to examine. It's a very good clue for investment. It's fair. It's fair to expect returns corresponding to CAGR or corresponding to past CAGR. Let's say stock operating at 20% CAGR. If you invest money into today in that stock, it's fair to expect that we will get around 20% return in a medium to long time range. But there is no guarantee. So in stock market, the only issue or the major issue is everything is right, but there is no guarantee that this will hold right. So CAGR, and we have seen there are so many examples of CAGR deviation. So stocks operating at 20% CAGR, they end up giving you lesser than that, or sometimes they end up giving you loss. So my this video is to explain how can we interpret, or I would say how this CAGR data can be examined to take a right investment decision, or to help or to identify a right stock to buy. Now, actually, before we start identifying a right stock, this stock identifying process has to be started right from index level. Then it has to be drilled down to sector level and then to individual stock. So I'm just going to focus only on the CAGR aspect in this video and leave aside other parameters which I will discuss in subsequent videos. So let's discuss CAGR of all the indexes we have in Indian stock market. So this is a table which shows CAGR of different time range of all the four indexes: Nifty, Next 50, Mid Cap, Small Cap. Most of the people, I would say, some people, not most of the people, some people have a feeling small cap and mid caps generally do better, and I, or maybe small caps or mid caps are a very good way to make big money, right? So this table doesn't show that. 5 years mid cap is sitting at 8% return, small cap is just 1%. Now, and if you see last year, which is 2022, small cap is down minus 14%, while Nifty was up 4%. It's painful to see your portfolio, small cap portfolio, going down while market did, if not significantly well, market closed on positive. So if we see horizontally as well as vertically, we find there are so many CAGR deviations. So some index did well, some year some index did well, and some year all indexes did well. Okay, so that's about index. Let's go down to sectors. it gets even more complicated at a sectoral level. We have four indexes, and I just tabulated, I think, eight sectors, but we have two three sectors I missed out, which have relatively smaller representation. But again, we see horizontally or we see vertically, we find so many, I mean, huge deviations or huge issues in terms of how stocks or sectors have performed. Or last year I is a glaring example, which will actually 2022 should be remembered, or will be remembered, as rise of banks, in particular PSU banks, and fall of IT. So last year PSU banks did 70%, and IT was down 26%. Now, if we see IT track records, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, I mean, 3 year, 5 year return CAGR, they are operating more than 20%. There is no reason for IT stocks to fall by 26%. Even this year, they are even downtrend. But it happens. It happens in stock market. So okay, let's go down to individual stocks. Again, whether we see horizontally or whether we see vertically, we find so many CAGR related issues. Axis Bank did fantastic last year, 38%, but its 5 year CAGR is 11%. IndusInd Bank, for last 5 years, it gave you -7%, and last year it gave you 37%. SBI has been going up and up for the last 2 years. ICICI Bank has been doing better for the last 5 years than HDFC Banks. Very surprising. Kotak has been a rank underperformer for last 5 years, or particularly last 3 years. So CAGR data is available. I mean, anybody can tabulate or anybody can form this data, but to interpret this data or interpret this CAGR parameter is the most difficult call. Now, CAGR will always remain an important factor. You have to consider it. But CAGR has to be drilled down, right from index to sector and to individual stock. Then an investment strategy has to be devised. Now, what will work, what will not, it's very difficult to say. But yes, you can think of whether you want to buy a high CAGR stock or whether you want to buy a low CAGR stock. So if you're buying a high CAGR stock, you are basically following a trend. If you're buying a low CAGR stock, you feel that the same sector stock will catch up with the best performing stock of that sector. You want to buy a stock which is operating below its CAGR, or you want to buy a stock which is operating above its CAGR. You want to buy CAGR uptrend, or you want to buy CAGR downtrend. You want to see what is your time horizon. You want to see long term or you want to see short term. So this is what CAGR is. Now, I would say CAGR, first of all, CAGR is not the only factor, but it's a very important factor. But within CAGR, if we examine it in detail, there are so many considerations which have to be kept in mind before actually we start buying a stock. So I think these decisions should be left alone to experienced professional or a person who understands stock market or a portfolio manager to decide what strategy basis CAGR he wants to follow. So that's all for this video. I'll post another video touching maybe another parameter. So this is one parameter. There are so many other parameters which I will touch. Hope you like it. Any question or any comments, please feel free to contact me. Thank you. Thanks for watching.